we're back. So this will be live stream number 7, maybe, of building a product with SaaS Pegasus and Django. And today I'm going to kind of take a detour from what I've been working on. So if you recall from the last few streams, I've been kind of working on the product side of this. I have been making sort of, oops, shut down my server. I have been making sort of steady progress on this. This is the channel list. I've improved the Slack sort of integration flow. Also kind of spruced up this message list a little bit, so you can now actually kind of see some of the messages in a more reasonable way. One thing that still looks very, very awful is this landing page. So this is the default landing page that just comes with Pegasus, just kind of a placeholder. And today I'm going to work on trying to make this better. I'm going to use Tailwind UI, which I just recently bought. Hopefully, I'm pretty sure they won't mind if I sort of show some of the code during this stream. And I haven't actually ever really used Tailwind UI on a major project of mine before, so I'm excited to try that. I think it'll be interesting. Hopefully it goes reasonably smoothly. And this will also be a little bit different just because I'm going to be kind of talking through and thinking about some of the positioning of this product. So this won't be as, I guess, technical a video as some of my other stuff. And in particular, like, I'm actually quite bad at front end, so I'm basically just going to be copying and pasting these Tailwind things, and hopefully they work out of the box. But yeah, I think I'll be thinking a little bit about positioning and some of the other sort of like marketing side of SaaS things. So maybe that'll be interesting, maybe it won't. I don't know, but we'll give it a shot. Cool. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to run my front end build. So this is the command to just run Webpack. I'm doing this because Tailwind by default will remove any styles that aren't used to make your CSS files not be huge. But when you're bringing in Tailwind UI uses like a lot of random classes that probably you haven't used before. And so I want to rebuild this anytime the front end changes so that those classes get brought in. My styles don't look funny. And then, yeah, so the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to pick a hero section. So these are the Tailwind UI hero sections. I glanced at these already, but I think I'll probably go with maybe, I don't know, I mean, they're all kind of fine. But I think I'll just go with this simple one here. And I'll probably end up not using this nav bar to start. I'm not signed in. All right. Let's see. Okay. We were on the hero sections, and I was going to grab this one. And yeah, so I'm just going to copy this as HTML. And in Pegasus land, let me try to put this in presentation mode. And I'll look for a file. So yeah, so the way the Pegasus landing page is kind of set up out of the box is each component gets included as one of these sub things. So I'm going to go into this hero component first. And hopefully this will kind of correlate nicely to how Tailwind UI does it also. And I'm just going to delete everything that was there pretty much. Or maybe I'll just comment it out for now because I probably want those create account and sign in links at some points. And I'm going to replace that And let's just see, okay, so this is the CSS not working, but then a hard refresh made it work. Cool, so this was a more advanced set of menus than I realized, but I'm basically going to delete this whole menu. I might put it back in at some point, but I'm not going to do that right now. But so let's just kind of figure out where, let's see, where all these menus stop. And this is where my big, so this all looks like menu stuff. Mobile menu, okay, so it's marked up a little bit. Let's see, why don't I have these like open, close? I'm gonna go out of presentation mode for a sec just because I'm kind of a bit lost. Oh yeah, these things. So let's see what was going on here. Yeah, so I suspect that that main section is actually all I need, and this first bit was all the menu. Let's see if that worked. Yeah. So I don't like the way this nav bar looks on top of this thing, and I probably will bring in the Tailwind UI menu at some point. But to start, yeah, this is looking reasonably good. Maybe I'll go back into presentation mode. And okay, so the next thing I'm going to do, I want to replace this image, and this won't be my final image, but so actually one thing to note. So I think that the product name that I'm going for here is going to be Community Keeper. So kind of like an emphasis on communities, and I have some ideas about how to improve the community management experience for Slack beyond just sort of this archive and knowledge base idea. So I think so that's my current best guess at a name. I don't know if I'll put the name here for now, but I'm gonna kind of use the copy to focus on sort of like communities and particularly Slack communities. That's going to be kind of my target market. So this is Unsplash. This is a nice site for just getting kind of royalty-free stock photos. It's my go-to definitely for like for blogs and stuff when you're putting stuff in, but it's also you can use it for products, and I'll use it to grab just like a placeholder image for this. And I searched for community. It's not exactly what I want, but let's look at a few more photos. I don't want to spend a ton of time choosing this because I'm sure I'm going to change it again. But yeah, I don't know. If I type like work community, if that would be any better. It's not quite right either. Yeah. Well, maybe I'll just go with one of those like generic people holding hands pictures and move on. Let's see. Maybe these people standing on the top of the mountain. It's really this is really cheesy, but I don't want to spend too much time. So I'm definitely not going to use this picture, but I will use it for now. So, oops, where did that go? Community stock. Okay, so I will put that. Oops, this is not going great. I'm going to go out of this presentation mode for a little bit until I get my bearings. Okay, so I'm going to put that in my static directory. I'll make a new folder here for the landing page, I guess. And I'll put that there. Okay. And then I'll replace where's that image? I'll replace this image with okay. Alt communities. Let's just see if that works. Okay. Yeah, it's good enough. I told you I was terrible at this. So then I'll just like, I wonder if this is like a really bad thing to live stream now that I think about it. But so what would be like a good H1 to replace this? So, you know, supercharge your Slack communities. Yeah. That's all right, I suppose. And then, let's see. So I don't know what to put here. So say something like, you know, create a knowledge base for your Slack communities. I mean, knowledge base and message history is definitely kind of the main selling point of this product. I'm not sure what else I'm gonna put in the first version. So like a knowledge base for your Slack community, a knowledge base for Slack that your community will love. Again, I think none of this copy is great. But now that I think about it, like the process of creating copy is not a good thing to live stream, so I'm just gonna kind of half-ass a lot of these. So get started live demo. Get started is a good call to action, so I'm happy with that. I'm gonna replace this URL with a link to the sign up page. And then rather than live demo, since I definitely don't have one of those yet, I will just add like a big button to log in as well. Sign in. Actually, I decided I didn't want to change that. Get started, sign in. Okay, and that takes me to the right place. No, it doesn't. URL translate. That's not the thing I meant to copy. I'm not adding translations because I probably won't translate this out for a long time. But yeah, okay. So this is already, I think, an improvement on what was there before, which is cool. So I'm happy with that. Let's go back and see. So yeah, I think the next thing is probably going to be a feature section. So just kind of showing the stuff that's in this product and why you might want to use it. I think this one looks pretty good. There's not a lot of features, so I'm looking for kind of a lightweight one. I'm actually not even sure I'll be able to come up with four things to highlight here, but we'll see. I think maybe I'll go back to presentation mode, since I know this font is quite small. I just need to figure out how do I bring up the project pane? View, tool windows, maybe. Projects, Alt-1, there we go, okay. So let's see where this was. Hero. Okay. I'm tempted to like, I mean, this is, I think I'm gonna want like a whole landing page stuff that's not in this sort of top level components directory. So I'm actually gonna clean this up a little bit. Make a landing page. Let's make like a landing page folder. And then I'm gonna move this in there. Because these are like, you know, navigation and footer and stuff that's used everywhere, whereas this landing page will be pretty specific to just the landing page. And then landing page, yeah. And so the next thing I want to add is features. So I'll create that template, and do I still have that in my clipboard now? Yeah, put in some features. And I need to probably hard refresh. So the reason it looks funny and then it fixes when I hard refresh is that this is kind of picking up that I've added some new classes, and then brings those in to my CSS files. So let's see. Better way to send money. So, I mean, you kind of get the gist of it from this. I'm realizing this is kind of not that interesting. So maybe I'll just actually wrap up here. But you can see, like, you know, I'm going to stick in a feature section. I will probably stick in a pricing section. So maybe I'll just do that. Pricing. And let's see what looks good. I'm probably going to have probably only going to have one plan. Pricing plans for teams of all sizes. That sounds good, although that's kind of fancy. I probably should have, like, you know, looked at these and chosen some stuff, but let's see. Maybe something like this one, just because I'm thinking, like, I'll probably have different tiers just based on message limits or membership limits or something like that. You know, it doesn't seem right that, like, someone running a 5-person Slack pays the same as someone running like a 10,000-person Slack. So I probably will have some tiers there. I have to include that. So I'll figure out what to put here. And yeah, I don't know, maybe a final call to action. So I mean, like, this is like more of a advertisement for Tailwind UI than anything else, but it is pretty awesome that that they just kind of have these components ready to go. Ready to dive in. It's final call to action. Maybe something simple like this. Simple justified on late brand. Simple justified. Oh, throw in a splash of color maybe. What is that? CTA. Cool. So I successfully copied and pasted some stuff, but yeah, I mean, you can see how easy it is to build something that is starting to look pretty decent already. I've got some work ahead of me here with the copy, figuring out a pricing model, et cetera, et cetera. I thought that might be interesting to kind of hear me talk through, but without the chat and without me having put enough thought into it, I don't think it actually is. So yeah, I'll stop it there.